Right. Hey guys. All right. Quick question. Do you drink tea this way or do you drink tea that way? I'll get back to you soon regarding which way we like to drink tea, and potentially we'll show you how to really enjoy the benefits of teas and why we got into it. So welcome very much. Thank you very much for tuning in. We appreciate you guys taking the time to come in and learn more about Plentea. So my name is Tarek. I'm one of the co-owners of Plentea Tea Bar. We're out of this beautiful city in Toronto. If you guys have been here, I highly recommend to come by and enjoy the city for the summers. It's beautiful. A little bit about Plentea. So we are a tea bar. We started the business in 2016, but before that, the reason why we started the business was because me and my business partner, we actually come from a really rich tea drinking culture, and we started drinking tea since we were teens. It's pretty much the coffee of where we come from. And we got pretty used to drink a lot of different types of teas, so we'll go over to people's houses. It's typically what they host and provide you while you're there. We started with our brand and our business because we found that it was really hard to kind of get into and find places to drink really great teas here in the city. So we moved here in about 2013, and every time we wanted to go for tea, it was kind of a subpar experience. I'm sure some of you guys can relate to this, where you get tea bags, right, and you get put in hot water, and you kind of get told, okay, there you go, that's your tea. Have a great day, right? Which is fine, but it's not really the best way to do about it, because you don't really take care of the quality of the tea. You're not really paying attention to steeping time, the water temperature. So we know that all these really play a huge role in creating a great cup of tea. So we decided to step away and say, hey, you know what? Instead of us complaining about why we can't get a good cup of tea in the city, why don't we simply create a place where you can get a great cup of tea in the city? It was always an idea that we toyed around with, and it wasn't something that we really took serious until we sat down and we found that other people had the same problem. So we found other tea drinkers that really wanted to experience a well-made cup of tea whenever they go out, right? Because here in the city, there's lots of great place to go for an espresso, which is not a problem, but there's not that many great places to go for tea. So 2015, we sat down, came up with a plan of how can we recreate that experience of, sitting in the kitchen or sitting in your family house and somebody's actually there, putting all the raw ingredients together. So you got the teas, the spices, and you're actually seeing it being created right in front of you. How can we actually recreate that for somebody and for them to really indulge and enjoy and see how the beverage is being made, how the tea is being made, and without having to really sit and wait for like that 15, 20 minutes that you typically wait at home. So we came up with the tea bar concept where we literally have all the ingredients separated. So we'll have containers of different ingredients. So whether it's your cardamoms, your chai, your cinnamon, your ginger, lavender, mint. So all these really basic herbs that actually combine together to make wonderful aromas and wonderful tea. And of course, your base tea. So whether it's your Assam black tea, your green teas, your oolong. So we wanted to be able to configure and create. So it was a pretty awesome kind of experience that we provided. You walk in the door of our store, you order the beverage off the menu, and we had really interesting beverages such as like our black velvet, which is like a chocolate chai and black tea. That was by far the best and most, I'd say definitely the heavily ordered beverage tea that we did. We had our Thai Dragon, which was a crushed cardamoms, coconut, and black tea. I personally really enjoyed that one because I'm a huge coconut fan. So we had quite a great selection of tea. So once you place the order, you'll actually see us construct it. So we'll take your black tea, we'll take your chai mix, we'll take your star anise, we'll take the chocolate, and we actually blend them all together in front of you and put it into milk, and we actually make a tea latte, which actually was really rich indulgent, decadent, and it was a great experience. So this was our actual physical store that we opened up and created back in 2016. Now, unfortunately, due to COVID, we had to close the doors. However, we still created something a little bit different. We didn't quite want to step away from it because we realized we created something that people loved. They really enjoyed the experience of having the tea, and we wanted to provide that for people in their homes. So voila, we created our tea line. So this is our retail tea. Now, actually, you know what? I'm actually gonna make one for you guys right now, just so that you can see how easy it is to actually do at home. So we frequently get a lot of questions, because typically most people do drink tea out of a tea bag, which is perfectly fine. However, when people that have been doing it for a while, they want to kind of upgrade or, let's say, elevate their tea game. They move towards loose tea, right? So we have a lot of people that they're kind of on the cusp, like, hey, I really like tea. I want to get into loose leaf tea, but I'm not too sure how to do it, how to go about it. No problem. This is what we're here for. We're actually gonna create one of my favorite teas to drink in the morning, especially the summer, is an iced chai, right? So we can make an iced chai at home, and I'll show you how to do that, especially with all these ingredients here. So it's actually really easy. You got a pot, right? Nothing too complicated there. We all have some kind of pot at home, right? And of course, our chai. So that's our chai mix, and one of the best sellers you have right now on the website. Okay. And we have somebody actually on the chat. So if you guys have any questions, any curiosities, anything you'd like to know about loose leaf teas, please fire off a message and we will respond to you as soon as possible. And this is the time to learn. This is the time to ask questions. And by the way, we do also have a Small Business Day discount code. So if you type in Small Biz Day, right, on our website, www.plentea.ca, that's PLENTEA.ca, use the promo code Small Biz Day. You will get 15% off any drink, any item, any accessories that you see on the website today and tomorrow. So Small Biz Day. All right, back to making tea. So this is the chai. This is really my favorite drink in the morning. It's got a black tea, Assam black tea. It's got cardamom, cinnamon. You can just really take a look at that and smell that. In fact, I'll show that to you right here. This tea is the one I really love to drink in the morning because the black tea has got the nice kick of, you can see how fresh everything is in there. So the black tea in here, it's got quite a good of caffeine kick, right? So in the morning, I wake up, first thing I do is I do this, I have my little routine. I grab myself some tea, put it right in there. And I personally enjoy honey. So you can see, I really enjoy honey. So you can see that you can use honey, you can use cane sugar, you can use agave, honestly, whatever kind of sweetener that you prefer. I of course, I recommend the honey part or the cane sugar, but of course, truly up to you how you want to go about it, right? So the next part is also depends on whether you drink dairy or not. So I personally recently have unfriended dairy, so I found out me and milk don't get along too well. So I decided to go with oats. Now, how much milk and water to put in? It's really, I recommend doing a 1-to-1 ratio. So I use about a cup of milk, oat milk. To a cup of water. and that was 2 tablespoons of our chai in there. Now this will make about 2 cups of chai, and which is perfect for, you know, if you want to have, you know, drink your tea in the morning, pack a little bit with you to take on the road, or if there's 2 of you or more than 1 people in the household, that's the ratio that we use here, and that's what I recommend. And you simply take this, put it in the stove. And now one thing to keep in mind is when you're putting your tea in the stove is don't let it boil, right? That's not what we're trying to achieve. We're looking for a light simmer. So if you're gonna heat up your stove, put it up, you know, if you're on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd say put it around 5, 6. Let it slowly come to the boil so that it really extracts and you really pull out those flavors out of the tea, and you create a really rich, deep-bodied chai, right? So this is what I guess you'd call in a store a chai latte, right? So it's essentially a chai with milk, right? But you can make it at home, especially with one of these guys. So this as well is on sale. Well, with a discount today, you can definitely get that 50% off. I'll let this do its thing, right? However, we did make some earlier, just so that make this a little faster. All right, so we got these 2, right? So this is what your chai is going to end up looking like. This is a little bit of a, you know, you feel a little fancy in the morning, you want to treat yourself to a nice little iced chai. You hear that ice cracking, you know it's real. And there you go. So you have your iced chai. You know, you wake up. I usually just do my little stretch in the morning, you know, get my day started, and have one of these. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's awesome. That is awesome. So a little more about how we do our teas. So I'm going to show you one of these. So as you can see, if you can take a look at that, you can really see all the ingredients that go into what we make, right? So a good quality tea will have high quality ingredients and that are blended together to create your tea. So you got, you know, you can see your lemongrass, you can see your turmeric bits, you can see your ginger, right? You can see some of your burdock roots. So these are actually roots, herbs, spices that we blend and create to come up with the tea that we're selling here. So we're very purposeful with how we pick our blends, in the sense of, you know, each tea really, because of the ingredients, can really affect your mood, can really affect your affect the way you feel, affect your health, right? So we're very, very cognizant and very intentional about how we pick all the ingredients. So when we started to create a drink or a blend, we think about, you know, how does the person want to feel? You know, what kind of general feeling are you trying to go for? Are you trying to go for that nice, warm, cozy feeling? Are you trying to go for that, hey, I want to be alert and up and ready to go feeling? Are you looking for that more wind down, you know, like late at night, you know, you just want to have something to come back home to and just drink and just, like, you know, Netflix and chill kind of vibe? So we think about what kind of mood you want to drink your tea in, because tea is not just only about, you know, if you're sick or waking up, right? You can drink it throughout many different moods throughout the day. So we start off that way, and then we think really carefully about the ingredients that get you to that mood, right? So, you know, if you have something which is nighttime, you know, you'd want something that's, you know, let's say you're very, you know, you got your chamomiles, you know, you've got your cinnamon, you've got your lavender, so you've got your, like, very typical kind of flowers and herbs that calm you down and put you into the zone, right? Or if you want something that's more for mid-afternoon pickup, you know, I personally love my green teas, but you got the green teas, you got oolongs. So we start with the base and we slowly build up from the base by introducing the flavor, complementary flavors and complementary herbs and spices that make you feel in the mood that you're trying to get to. So let's one of the teas which we're going to show you, which I love as well in the summer, especially in the afternoon after being out all day. You know, I love biking here in Toronto. We have beautiful lakeshore and a great path along the lakeshore. So I typically like to ride it in the evening, the afternoon. Then I come back home. I go for a nice bike ride. It's warm, muggy, hot, and I come back and I always have one of these waiting for me at home. So this is our vicious apple. So it's so you could think about it. Oh wow! You could think about it as as an apple, like a spicy apple pie in a drink, you know. So it's got like cardamom, it's got ginger, it's got some cinnamon, it's got apple, of course, inside there. So it's got that fruitiness that's like refreshing after a nice heavy activity, but it's also got those spices that kind of grounds you, right? So it grounds you. So it's not too fruity and not too spicy, but it's really, really, it gives you a nice satisfactory feeling when you drink it. So I'll quickly show you. You can take a look how beautiful that is, right? So you can see we got bits of right there. That's our cardamom. You can see pieces of our cinnamon, some apple pieces. So it's just really, really good ingredients that we put together to make sure we make a really great cup of tea. Of course, I have to show you what this looks like. I can't just talk about it. So So I pre-made a batch of our tea. You can see that right there. And I like to throw in a little mint just for a little flair. You know, you don't have to, but why not treat yourself, right? And then there you go. Yeah. So imagine, you know, like this is just exactly what I love to just come back, hang out, you know. The cool thing about this particular tea is that you can actually incorporate into a cocktail. If you guys enjoy cocktails, you know, some events we actually host for through Plentea is we actually collaborate with some of the local spirit makers here to create cocktails such as our very own vicious apple, some vodka, some orange slices. So people really enjoy that, right? So, ooh, yeah, yeah, always gets me, always gets me. So these two are pretty much my go-tos. But we have lots of options, right? We have lots of options. We have plenty, but I just want to share my go-to options with you guys. So before we move further, let's see if there's any questions. No questions yet. Great, that's fine. You know, throw a question my way if you like. Now, one thing that we're doing today is this. We're doing a giveaway. So you can see that. So this is actually a mug with an infuser in it. I might as well show it to you. No point talking about it or showing it to you. So for those tea drinkers, have a little issue doing here, a little technical issue. Okay, there you go. So for these tea drinkers, so essentially you have your, you know, your beautiful see-through mug, and you've got your tea strainer right in there. I'm not going to open it up because I still want to keep it nice and fresh for you guys. So we're giving one of these guys away, right? All you have to do is we're going to put up a sign-up link. And it's a sign up for our community tea letter. So we do send out community tea letters every couple of weeks. So we're not going to really flood your inbox with it. So anybody that signs up right now, today, during this live demo, will get one of these and vicious apple and our chai. So We don't just talk about the great teas. We also share with everybody. We give it out. We believe in what we do, and we'd love to give this to a lucky winner who signs up to our mail. We're putting it up right there for you guys. So and yeah, so these are. Oh, it's good, looking good again. Yeah, so these are the teas that we definitely do recommend. So I'll tell you a little bit about our transition to going online. So yeah, I mean, we had our physical store in Parkdale, which is a great community here in Toronto. We started out in Parkdale. We built a great community around what we do, around our tea. The neighborhood is very community-centric. You know, people would come in over the weekends from different parts of the city, different parts of the greater Toronto area, come into downtown to come and experience what we did. It was great. You know, we had we had a great event space. We had a good time, just like hanging out with everybody, meeting people come in and seeing new people. But you know, just like other small businesses around North America, Canada, the world, you know, COVID really took a hit. No, you know, rightfully so. Nobody really wanted to go out and about walking during a pandemic, so that really kind of slowed the business down, which eventually forced us down to close the physical store. So, but you know, we want to be resilient, right? We wanted to like hold strong. Yeah, we didn't see that it was time to close at all. That there wasn't the end of the chapter. That was just pretty much end of chapter 1, but it wasn't the end of the book. So we decided to open up our online store. Now that was a challenge and a half. Luckily we got signed onto this great program called the Shop Here Now program, which is something that the City of Toronto held for small businesses here to help them get online and to help them get, I guess, into the 21st century, right? The funny thing is we had a website, but the website was very simple. It was literally a static page that said, hey, this is who we do, this is who we are, this is what we do, come and find us, right? And we had that for like almost 4 years. It was so simple, nothing on it. So it was fine for what it was, right? And I never even expected to create a retail store or e-commerce store. So of course, necessity is the mother of invention. There's no doubt about that. It was a necessity to get online, so we moved everything onto our current website the way it is right now, and it's been great. You know, we've had interesting challenges. We've had interesting wins too. You know, taking everything online, we were able to, you know, send teas all the way to Australia, which was awesome. Once when I got an order from Australia, I was like, wow, like look, like, you know, like look at the spread now because of it just going online, right? You know, we're able to like do business with like big companies that we never thought we'd do before. So it's a good refresh and a restart, and it got the juices going again, the juices flowing again, the creative juices going again. In fact, we're doing a second redesign right now. So we're introducing a brand new website. We're introducing some new beautiful packaging. As much as I love this packaging, we're going to reintroduce some new beautiful packaging, bring in some more teas, right? So we have a really, really awesome tea lineup coming up. I'm really excited to get those launched out in about 3 months from now. By the time September rolls around, we're gonna, you know, perfect tea season, right? So by the time September rolls around, we're gonna have everything ready to rock. And if you just follow us in the link we provided, you definitely will know when, where, how, all the details of when it's coming up. Yeah, okay, I see some. Thank you guys for all the messages. Wow, I see someone tuning from Indianapolis. That's awesome. Quite a few people around. Well, now I have a question for you guys. What kind of teas do you like to drink? Are you guys more loose leaf tea? Are you guys more, you know, you drink teas like that? You know, are you guys a little bit intimidated in the sense of how to prepare teas? I wanted to show you something which I think is really easy, and I don't think a lot of people know about it. And I just wanted to show you guys real quick. So this is a filter bag. It's an unbleached filter bag. Okay, so these, we sell them on our website, but they're pretty accessible. You can find them anywhere. These are pretty much these bags right here, except empty. So a lot of people, they get intimidated. You know, they're like, this is loose leaf tea. What do I do with it? You know, what do you do with that, right? Simple, I'll show you. So all these bags, all you gotta do, they come up with like a slit, and you just simply have to open it up. So you open it up, right? You fill this up with your tea. Typically, it'll be about a tablespoon for your mug of tea. So you got a tablespoon in there. If you like it a little stronger, you can do 2 of them. Really depends on what you and yourself enjoy. You got to find your medium, right? Everybody's different, but you got to find what works for you. Now, this here is a herbal tea. Essentially, a herbal tea, you can steep it at boiling water, so you don't have to worry too much about water temperature. They're more resilient, you know, so you can think of them as a more resilient. They're herbal. There's actually no tea in this. So when you hear herbal tea, there's no tea in the sense that there's no tea leaves in them. So they're just herbs, spices, roots, flowers. They have, you know, a lot of flavor and oils in them that you can extract with hot water and have a hot beverage or a hot drink, right? Tea, it's actually probably called tisane, but tea is a name which is like a catch-all name, right? So this simply hangs on your mug, you pour in your hot water, and you're good to go. So it's really that simple. Now, the one thing which you gotta take, be pretty cognizant about is the temperature of water. So your herbal teas, your black teas, they can go with boiling water, no problem, you know. They will not go astringent fast, especially the herbal tea. With the black tea, you gotta be careful with timing. I recommend nothing more than 5 minutes before you start getting like an astringent tea, right? Which I don't think is too enjoyable for most people. Now, with your green tea and your oolongs, especially your green tea, be really careful. Green tea, it goes astringent like that. So a trick to use, in case you guys don't know, is that don't ever use boiling water with green tea. You know, avoid that at all costs. So if you're going somewhere to a cafe and they're putting boiling water on your green tea, you know something's wrong. I really don't recommend that. So what you do is you actually use water at 75 to about 80 degrees Celsius, right? So you're like, okay, how the hell am I supposed to achieve that? No problem. All you really need is to add a few ice cubes in your cup. So you just add a few ice cubes in your cup, put the hot water in there to cool it down, then put your green tea, right? So probably add like two ice cubes in your cup, for example, right? Just to cool the hot water down, and then put your green tea. So that way you can steep it at a lower temperature, and timing is critical. So 3 minutes, nothing more. 3 minutes, the right water temperature. I recommend if you have a green tea in your cupboard, go there, try it out. You will change the way you enjoy green tea from now on, because that way you really taste it the way it's supposed to be. You're not going to have that astringency. It's really going to taste that delicate green tea flavor that you keep reading about, but you never ever probably experience because you've been using boiling water. I highly recommend to go try that out. Yes, I think I've definitely showed most of what I wanted to show you guys in terms of the way you do our teas. If you guys have any questions for any of us, please feel free to send them over. I'm actually going to scroll through and see what is going on. Oh, okay. So I have a question here. What kind of spirits do you use with the vicious apple? Okay, so the vicious apple, we recommend doing it with a vodka, right? However, I have experimented with a whiskey, which doesn't taste too bad either. But a nice vodka, vicious apple, and orange slices. So that is always a hit in our events. So people really enjoy that. That's what I recommend. If you want to get creative, we've done gin, and a gin like a mint, like a rosemary gin with it. That worked really well. So I recommend to get creative. You know, so the cool thing about teas in terms of using it for cocktails is that you already have that complexity flavor, that complex flavor that comes from the tea. So typically, you know, in a cocktail, cocktail, you put in your bitters, you put in your mix of different spirits, just to kind of get that complexity and flavor. But with tea, the awesome thing about it, it's done for you, right? So that complexity, that different flavor profile that you're looking for in an elevated cocktail, it's already packed into one bag, into one blend. So all you really do is to worry about is think about what kind of alcohol you want to use, whether it's a vodka, a gin, a whiskey, and what kind of garnishing, which typically goes well with the mint, with orange. Sometimes you rosemary if you want to get a little bit creative with it. So that's the fun part about it, is when you're home, you have that we call tea tender, right? So it's a bartender, we call tea tender. So you have a tea tender kind of flexibility to go from hosting, a party. Let's say hosting a party. Now the COVID's coming to an end, we're going to be hosting a lot of parties, right? So now that's coming to an end, it's a perfect idea, right? So instead of bringing people over to have, let's say, a vodka orange, a vodka Coke, which, been there, done that, probably a lot of people have been having that all throughout their COVID time. You can get a little creative, and you can actually grab a tea, mix it up with a cocktail, and impress, your guests, right? Why not, right? You're hosting, you might as well impress them with something awesome, right? So I highly recommend to do that. Okay, great. Okay, so let me introduce you as well to one more really important thing that we do that I think is awesome. I'm really, really proud of how we go about doing it. So we actually, one thing that's cool that we do is that we don't really break down our tea lines or tea collections into the types of tea. So typically you go into a spot and, you'll be like, okay, you have your black teas, your green teas, your oolongs, your white teas, which of course works great because, if you know what type of tea you like, you'll go for that. But we decided to kind of approach it differently. So we wanted to break teas into, as I touched on that a little bit, into moods, right? So into situations where you can enjoy the tea. So we have something like our Love Yourself line, right? So this is the Love Yourself line. So 24K, I'd say, is by far the most popular one, which is the one I showed you earlier, which is got a turmeric, the orange, lemongrass. So the Love Yourself line is really what that is to love yourself. So the tea you want to drink to kind of treat yourself in the sense of providing nothing but nice, clean ingredients into your body. So there's none of our teas have any artificial flavors at all. But this one particularly is really focused. We were looking for really roots, herbs, spices. So really back to basics types of teas that taste fantastic, but are also great for your body. We have this one on the bright side, right? So the vicious apples on the bright side. So it's got the purple kind of branding color to it. So on the bright side, that's more of a fun, happy, fruity, fun, happy. Is that kind of tea that you kind of want to drink in an afternoon, on a hot day, or on a gloomy day if you want something to kind of pick you up, right? So something fruity, open, that kind of type of tea. Our chai, of course. So that's the guy right there. So our chais are interesting. So we do an Assam black chai, which is caffeinated. We also do rooibos chai. The rooibos chai is also really popular. So in case you want tea, you want that chai kick, but you don't want that caffeine kind of wake me up. The rooibos chai is great for that. We also have in the part of the chai outline our turmeric milk, right? So that is great. That's really my favorite one. I think even though I've had lots of turmeric, and that's for sure, it's fantastic. So we actually put in cinnamon, turmeric, chai mix. We got ginger in there, but just real raw ingredients that make a huge difference in the way it tastes. We have our Old But Gold. So that's our classic tea. So you call Old But Gold, right? So Old But Gold is basically teas that are classics, so we have a Lady Grey, which is an Earl Grey lavender. We have a jasmine green tea at the moment. So we're expanding the line. So we it's a little bit limited at the moment, but we're expanding it. As one of the ones we're going to add onto it is our Moroccan tea. So it's a classic Moroccan mint green tea. It is fantastic. If you're into Moroccan tea, you're definitely going to love that. So that's one of our lines. And then we have our matcha. So we have our matcha. We have a classic matcha we call Izu Green. So it's a classic matcha, and it's a plain, kind of like our plain Jane, but delicious matcha. So we're looking to expand our matcha line as well. and just stay tuned and you'll see more about that, right? So I definitely recommend that for you. Okay, any other questions you have? Okay. Yes. Yeah, well, actually, okay. Yeah, so someone's asking about our code. So our discount code is SMALLBIZLIVE. SMALLBIZLIve. So that's a discount code. You get 15% off. We're gonna actually put it up there on the chat for you, so you can get that. SMALLBIZLIVE. Okay. Okay. Yes, so and that will get you 15% off your teas, and we'll also put the link for you up so you can win this guy. So, all right, you can win this. Let me do a little teaser, so you can win one of these. So we'll put up one of those sign up links. So everybody, you gotta sign up today. It's gotta be today. So sign up today, and you'll get a chance to be entered into a draw to win one of these. And I believe that is all the questions for now. So I want to say thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. I really appreciate the time. I really appreciate YouTube for allowing us to come and join this Small Biz Day. It was awesome. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for all the messages. I look forward to really launching again in September, as I said, with our new tea lineup, our new tea website. So you guys have a fantastic day, and thank you very much.